Let me tell you guys something. Welcome to this channel. It's Just Kong here, the Just Kong, and I want to talk to you guys about something very important. If you're between the ages of 18 to 35, you're in a very transitional period in your lives. You are very unique. You have grew up in a very interesting era where a lot of things are happening. There's a lot of noise, there's a lot of opinions, there's a lot of censorship. You can't say this, you can't do that. And what that is doing is essentially positioning everyone, including me, to have this element of fear. The element of fear really can be crippling. It can paralyze a lot of people, me being one of them. 4 or 5 years ago when I first came out and I started my business, I was living on a sofa. I was sleeping in an office sofa. I had my suitcase underneath my desk. And I remember sitting there and I said to myself, wow, how am I going to get myself out of this situation? How am I I can't see in front of me. I couldn't understand. I couldn't see in front of me. And that's just part of life. You'd never see in front of you. But what you can do is look at where you was in the last 5 years and look where you are now. Chances are you're probably in a better position. If you aren't, you're going through another phase in your life. You're going through a challenging point to get you to the next level. So I remember sitting there and I remember I had to be quiet. I was like, shh. Security was walking past. I was not allowed in the building. I was not allowed in the office. I had my suitcase. People used to come into the office and they used to be like, oh, why do you have such a big suitcase there? And, I was embarrassed. I was like, they clearly knew. It was kind of like a self-explanatory. Nobody carries with them a huge suitcase. And I just had 2 suitcases. I had to hide them underneath the desk. I was having meetings. I was trying to, blow up my business. I have a crazy story, honestly. And I remember even at one point, we couldn't keep the AC on. It was hot at night. I was on the sofa. I had no internet, and I just remember praying to God. I was like, "Ya Allah, God, please, you are the best who plans. You are the best who guides. Give me something better than this. I knew what I have in my heart, and I was like, you know what? I want to have a better opportunity, and." It's when you're in that spot and that position, it's very easy to feel like the world is against you. But I'll tell you one thing, for you to get to that level where you want to be in your life, you're going to go through those scenarios, you're going to go through those situations, you're going to have fear in your heart, it's going to cloud you, you're going to feel uncertain of yourself, you're not going to feel confident, you're going to feel like everything that you're doing, uncharted waters, things that you've not done before that you need to do. It's going to feel very, very uncomfortable. It's an uncomfortable reality that you're going to live. You need to embrace that. Don't worry about how you feel. That emotions don't get you to where you need to be. It's actions. Your emotions are going to come with the actions. So as you are moving into your life, those emotions, subside them, put them to a side. Keep moving. One step forward, one step forward. One step forward, one step forward. You'll get to that spot. Fast forward after a few years, coming back to that, I was even on a sofa at one point. I was on a guy's sofa for 2 months. 2 months. It was my knees used to hurt because the sofa was so small. I used to sleep there. And, he was a cool guy. He was a mutual friend. And at one point you need to ask yourself, that was another scenario. It's I went there and I was grateful. I wasn't in an office, And I was grateful that I was at least in somebody's home and I was living on a sofa. And I knew that where I wanted to be, you have to make that jump. You have to do it. For me, it was that period in my life. And looking back, a lot of people feel like, it's like that Will Smith movie. I forgot the exact name. Maybe you guys can drop it in the comments below. You know which one I'm talking about. And it's an uncomfortable situation to be on or to be in. And that is what you need to go through. Most of you are in a situation where the moment you get uncomfortable, one thing, you give up. Oh yeah, it's hard. No, I'm tired. Oh, this is not working.